my life.
Sassy ass bitch.
Be mad at your own.
Let me get a mocha caramel crunch ice latte. You fat bitch. Let me get a mocha venti caramel crunch latte with marshmallow fluff.
Oh my God!
And extra sprinkles. Extra glittery sprinkles.
That's crazy.
King,
you know I never did nothing to this girl, right? You know I never stole nothing from her purse. I didn't try to hit on her mama. I don't fucking owe her no money. Bro, do you think this level of obsession
do y'all see this nigga crash out because knowledge
this level of obsession makes sense?
You got kicked to the goo for being disruptive and you ready to crash out.
Yeah, you gotta calm down.
You gotta calm down.
You have to calm down. It's okay.
Damn.
You ready to,
right? He's ready to explode because he got fucking moderated.
Louis,
you got moderated.
Like
that's what happened.
I'm not.
You are ready to fucking explode.
This is why she's like that.
Mrs. Puff, you're about to explode, Mrs. Puff.
She's not going to be this animal for.
Mrs. Puff, you're about to explode, Mrs. Puff. Mrs. Puff, you're going to explode on stage.
This is it.
Mrs. Puff, you're going to explode. Calm down, Mrs. Puff.
Wait, I think
Mrs.
Puff is Abdiel for sure.
Hey y'all, get off of Abdiel.
To be honest,
I like Barry White in this bitch.
I'm just drawing the lines, you guys. I'm just connecting the dots. Don't be mad at me.
By the way, I posted Concrete Mom in the Discord if y'all want.
I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna look.
I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna
Guava. One day you're gonna have to tell me what Concrete did, because what's going on? Like,
I'm actually trying to turn him into a man. All this bitch ass nigga shit. It gotta stop. I'm tired of it.
He cheated on her.
It's going on 2 years and he's been acting like the same bitch ass nigga.
I can tell you what it is, to be honest.
Who's playing the music, man? Turn this weak ass shit off, bro.
Who is that? Is that Louis?
That's Louis.
Wow, this is what he be on?
Yeah, I don't know how to.
You're manifesting your baby.
Yeah, it looks more pregnant.
Oh
if I,
no!
Scroll it up.
It's adorable, but when did you meet this guy? How long?
Assalamu alaikum.
Like this guy.
Yeah, your boyfriend. Your boyfriend.
I
You
met him
took a wrong
in January.
turn, Mr. Doge. You took a wrong turn. You know
what? Talking about people being allegedly misclassified as independent contractors rather than employees when we were discussing Lyft and Grubhub, Uber, DoorDash. I'm sure there's a couple others that I forget.
Yeah.
Walmart Spark has been doing that now. And now we see that
Well, now, any person who sort of jointly contemplates those two things, if that's the meaning that they assign to the moral judgment, it no longer feels like it hasn't that much force at all, you know?
I gotta be honest with you, Guava. I just don't see it in concrete. As a matter of fact, I see a good black man, right?
No,
and I gotta be honest with you on that.
Sometimes he's kind of fake.
Good black man.
No, sometimes he's kind of fake.
Listen, hold on, Jinx. I got you, Jinx. Hold on, Jinx. I think we need to acknowledge that, Guava. Now, I understand you got a dynamic with him. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about he hasn't, blah, blah, interfered. Okay, I get all that. But, Guava, we need to step outside ourselves, right? Look at concrete and look at the good, right, that is in that black man. He's done a lot of good. And you got to be honest about it. Right? He's done a lot. Who's done like what? Which one of you niggas are trying to be a Judas right now?
I just want to hear it.
I know it was like, I knew it would be a lion
Lion, as silver, come to kiss his teeth.
Crazy, right?
Check this out, Lou. Check this out. Hey, just convince me that he's a good nigga.
He is, like, come on, man. You gotta be honest now. Come on, girl.
Give me a list of things that this brother that you know personally has has he done as what you would consider good? G-O-O-D.
What do you mean in the context of
anything?
Oh shit!
Not what do you mean?
Look at Whole Foods. They got me my I think this is my Pellegrino.
Oh my God! God, look at him. He's doing it some more shuffle.
I'm doing some more stuff. What you talking about?
Hilarious.
You talking about me?
He said, "Wow, look at this French sparkling water. God damn it!" And they gave it to me in my favorite flavor. Oh man, hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I'll be right back after these messages.
Hold on.
Y'all niggas.
Guava, I'm trying to eat these chicken wings, bro. Like,
Yo, no funny shit.
Let me ask ChatGPT.
This is what black community does with a white cracker racist, and they want to suck his dick bad. Lion and Guava have been sucking the Brad's dick from the back.
I'm not gonna let y'all disparage concrete like that. I'm not gonna let y'all.
Bro, they're doing it. They're celebrating a white cracker devil.
no, King, this is the
That's
thing.
sad. That's sad.
Concrete, I thought that Concrete was like a really, really cool guy, right?
He is.
And he would come over and hang out with me, Guava, and Shy.
She gonna run this fucking narrative again?
We'd be
God damn.
cackling. We'd be like laughing hard.
Yo, it be to the point where he would try to. It's to the point he would try to suck pussy in front of my friends. I'm like, Concrete,
Isn't that
have some fucking manners, bro. Don't try to eat my pussy in front of my friends, nigga. Calm down.
As usual.
This part,
Yo, Stilgar.
What I'm saying is, hold on.
graphics is a little too much.
No, calm down. Matt is from Blood Money.
Stilgar
Hear
here.
the word suck pussy.
What is this terrible behavior?
This is shame. My Gerald Steiner just arrived.
Damn, bro.
Oh,
That was a fast delivery.
My Gerald Steiner. My Gerald Steiner just
Did you
arrived,
get
bro.
every type of water?
I did. I got all of them. So my Gerald Steiner just got here. It's in a glass bottle, like Stilgar had asked for. So I will chill this, then I'll let you know how it is.
The bottom line is that Concrete is two-faced. He would be in me, James Shasha room, and he would be booty clapping. Oh, I love you. Oh, come back to me. And then he get into chillism.
Yeah.
Yes, he'll come into chillism and he will ache the fuck out.
And
That's
act
a
fucking
good
crazy.
thing, Guava. That's good
No,
for
it's
you.
not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. He's sitting with us like he's in our garage and we all just kicking it.
Like we all be doing our pedicures and manicures, and Concrete be getting his feet done. He get his ass waxed. He get his pussy waxed. He gets the petties, the manis, the eyebrow wax, and he be sitting there kikiing with the girls. And then as soon as he come over here and chillism and fuck this stupid bitch, he's two-faced.
And he called us bitches yesterday, and I remember I heard that specifically.
Us, James. What do you keep jumping in them cars?
Expenditure?
You
I
did.
don't
You
see
called
it
us
though,
some
Guava.
bitches.
The way you
You
talk,
said, "Shut
I
up,
feel like
you
I should see
bitches,"
more
or
from
something like that.
Concrete. I don't see it though. I don't see the animosity that you want to paint him. I don't see him having that for you, Guava. I don't see it.
She's saying that he's two-faced. The accusation.
I don't see it. Do you think I'm lying? I hear exactly what she's saying, bro. I'm not dumb. I'm saying
And I try
don't
to give
see
you
it.
guys, and I try to throw you guys life jackets.
Yo, can we
I
go
try
to
to
a
be
topic,
helpful.
bro? This is
I try to
boring.
be helpful, and I try to say, hey,
Y'all,
you
they
guys
do
are
this shit
being...
every
you guys
day.
are
This is
being-
power
no.
struggle shit.
No.
Okay, all right. You're right. I'll be
That's
nicer to you. I'll be nicer to you. Anyway, do y'all
No,
have a
but
topic?
just
Y'all
have some
have a
loyalty.
topic?
Like, we're gonna be friends.
I'll be nicer. I'll be
and talk
nicer. I'll be a
as
nice
if
guy.
We're friends, then act like that.
Let me
Okay,
show,
you know
let
what
me
it
show
is,
Stilgar what I got. So it's Stilgar, I'm gonna take a picture.
I know
just
what
to
it
make
is.
Sure it's the one.
I picked it already.
What is it? What do you think it is, Lion?
Really? You want my opinion?
Oh,
I mean, that's the reason why I asked for it, I guess.
Why does this auntie keep shit going? Auntie, leave it alone.
Alright,
Who, me?
I think,
Oh, Lion. Auntie Lion.
Alright, so what I think it is I mean, he likes you women. He much rather prefer to have those kind of in-depth conversations with women who like have penises. So, and that's kind of like what the problem truly is. So, like, he's conflicted with himself.
I think that he goes into our room. He goes in.
James, can we move
I'm
on
not
to a
gonna
topic,
say anything
James?
horrible. Okay,
James, can we move on to a topic?
Whatever.
Before we move on, before we move on, I just want to highlight the fact that Knowledge has been sitting real pretty and cute on mute while Concrete for the past 20 minutes before the room got big again was trying to call out Knowledge to fight. Knowledge, you bitch ass nigga, you're a coon Mexican coon. You sat there booty clap for Brad. You booty clap for Brad. You put me gonna go. And almost turned into fucking Mrs. Puff because he got moderated for a change. And now he was bitching and crying. And now you want to change the subject because you got moderated for the first time. Be held accountable, nigga. Be held accountable. Now we can change the subject. Now we can change the subject, right? Because you were just trying to pick a fight with Knowledge.
Liar.
No one's lying.
With a liar.
Guava's not
weirdo,
a liar.
vindictive, delusional liar.
Never been a liar. Never. That's you can't say that. Like that's actually a full lie. She's not a liar.
Boring.
Hey,
sorry.
do you think the girls in the other room are pretty?
She's
like,
not a liar.
What's up, bro?
And she remembers everything.
What's up, bro?
The four points drop. How long do you think it'll be before the regular traditional banks take effect and they start dishing out more loans again?
Probably 6 months.
Damn.
Samoa, it's okay to say I don't know, bro. It's so
bank and they're like, "Oh, you're a Rosen. Hey, here's the extra loans you get, bro." Like, like, come on. Like, if that was true, my life would be a lot easier. I'm sure.
Yeah, I think it's contingent overlap with particular classes.
What I think is going on is you got the Christian history of anti-Semitism, which is unfortunate. And you got the Muslim history of anti-Semitism, which is unfortunate. But then you got the general fact that Jews are wealthy. And you put those three things together, you got a lot of people mad. Like,
Did you ever read Origins of Totalitarianism by Hannah Arendt?
No. Tell me about it.
The first chapter in there is pretty interesting, where she's going over like different theories for like the origin of European anti-Semitism. And one of the theories she lands on is pretty intriguing, actually. It has to do with the diaspora, right, and how they became citizens of a wide variety of nation states without like loyalty to the nation state, but the leadership of that nation state would appeal to them for the wealth that they accumulated.
Yeah.
And so when the nation states would go to war, their purse would fund the war. But because they weren't loyal to any nation state, and you know, it'd just be temporary, you know, in terms of like the funding that they were able to provide. The losing like nation state would end up resenting the Jews of the victorious nation state, and that happened like.
No, I want to know what's going on.
All right, so Lion asked me for my opinion, and Guava interjected by saying, "Samoa, you can just say you don't know."
That's not what I said. I said sometimes it's okay to say I don't know, bruh.
What's the difference?
For an opinion?
Yes. If somebody was to ask me, hey, what do you think it's going to take to cure AIDS, right? I can make an opinion, or I could just simply say, you know what? That's a really good question. I really don't know. I can sit there and say my opinion and say, well, it's going to take from Concrete from sticking his dick in every tranny off Clubhouse, and once he stops doing that, then maybe, yes, we can find a cure for AIDS, right? But at the end of the day, that is not an educated opinion, and I could just simply say, I don't know. I was just giving you some advice. advice, bro. And you taking it too personal. It's a joke.
I think I got you.
It's called a joke.
Relax. Let me just provide where the context is actually applied here. In the question, if Lion would have said, Samoa, what time is it right now? I would say, I don't know, bro. If Lion were to say, what time do you think it is right now? I can guess. That's a yes, right? Just saying. You gotta listen more. God bless.
I just want to. I think it's interesting because, like, I don't think we've ever lived in a time, or maybe we have. I haven't taken notice. This is just. I'm at the age now where I'm taking notice to this kind of thing. But I don't believe that mortgages drop or the prices of the property. So, say for example, I wanted to, refinance my home. Instead of me paying the note that I'm paying now, when the interest rate drop, can I turn around and go, hey, listen, the shit dropped, right? So instead of me paying X amount every month, how about I pay this little bitty amount?
I would ask a realtor.
The interest, you're talking about the interest, like as far as like what the Fed's controlling. That hasn't dropped.
She's mad. She would never be asked these questions. That's the issue.
This is what.
Oh my gosh. You know what's crazy?
What?
You know what's crazy?
What, Jinx, you don't
Brad woke it up. Brad woke it up. Now, when it comes to real estate and construction, we don't even come to concrete no more. Because all he's going to do is pull out books from his truck where the check engine light is at, right? We just going to revert all of our real estate questions to knowledge. To knowledge, not to concrete no more. The fuck the only thing that's concrete is that asshole, nigga. Now, anyway.
You see how when a head dog
No, you started.
really loud?
Keep starting.
That's because you hit him in a really good spot.
You started.
And what's the problem is, Simone,
you would know about getting hit in really good spots.
that she isn't good enough to be asked these questions, and she's right. And she's mad that you were asked these questions, and she's not asked these questions.
Listen, I think
that's
Lady,
what's really going on, Simone.
I think Lady and Lion are smart enough to not ask idiots on Clubhouse about refinancing their home based off interest rates. They would ask their realtor. They would ask if they got a mortgage. They would ask their mortgage loan officer to ask questions about the market in regards to refinancing. He's just trying to change the subject so that we can have a topic on the floor. But I think Lady Lion and Lion are smart enough to not ask a fucking broke contractor who has not been able to secure his own office to make business out of. Instead, he has to fucking solicit a lawyer at the same goddamn food court where all the Mexicans know him by first name. Fuck is you talking about?
And you mad that you gotta go clock in at work.
This is so bad.
What are you talking about?
Make sure you clock in. Make sure you fill out
and make sure you clock in for being a stepdad, nigga.
Make sure you
clock in for being a stepdaddy. Make sure you get your stepdaddy points. Hey, Concrete, I didn't know you had the you own the Boys and Girls Club. I didn't know you owned the Boys and Girls Club. You volunteering being a stepdaddy. Stepdaddy.
Single woman.
Stepzaddy.
Mama.
Stepzaddy.
Where's your baby
Stepzaddy.
Where's your baby
Where's your ex at? Your ex is getting fucked in the ass while you take care of her fucking son. That wasn't even your wife, nigga. That wasn't even your wife. I wish I was a fucking nigga after some pussy I just beat down, and I'm so motherfucking a simp that I would take care of her offspring that don't belong to me. What is wrong with you?
And that's why you're in the position you're in. You're a selfish, bitter ass woman. That's why you're in the position you're in.
You're a fucking simp, nigga. You're a simp. You're a simp.
I'd rather be a simp than
you're a simp.
Like you.
You're a simp.
You are a
Simply lemonade. Simply raspberry lemonade. Simply orange juice. Simply lime juice. Simply mango juice. Simply raspberry lemonade juice. Simply strawberry lemonade juice. Simply diet lemonade juice ass nigga. Now, back to the conversation.
Grocery store selling spices and ingredients.
Mad at God, mad at Samoa, mad at me, mad at me.
You mad at knowledge. You got kicked to the goo and you been sad. You been sad, nigga. What happened to your tranny crew? What happened to the tranny crew? Did they run the train in that asshole, nigga? Did Cornbreesha and Carmelita, they tired of that booty hole? 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 You done hanging with them trannies, nigga? They kicked you out, nigga. They kicked you out. They kicked you out, nigga. They fucked your big booty ass and kicked you to the curb. Them trannies fucked that asshole and kicked you to the curb, nigga. You was hanging with the grogs, nigga. Getting fucked in the ass every day. Every day.
Damn, they finally kicked me. Wow. Must be personal.
You're the richest person in the society, or would you rather be in a society where you're a little like richer, but you're slightly poorer than average? And most people will say they'd rather be in the poorer society where they're slightly richer. And the reason why people care about relative status more than absolute well-being is because relative status gets you laid, whereas absolute well-being does not get you laid. And humans are very tuned into what gets me laid, because like sex and love are like one of the biggest motivators of all human behavior.
Yeah, I used to think it was power, but it might be power for the sake of women.
Yeah, and so then of course, if that's the thing, if people are so obsessed with relative status, they're gonna say, okay, well, no one has more or less relative status because I don't want to be the lower on the relative status thing because that freaks me the fuck out. And then they get obsessed with equality. I think that's like my general model of what's going on.
Yeah, there might be some resentment there. Status anxiety, that's a good theory, I think. That's interesting.
Like, what else is the fucking concern for equality other than a concern for, I'm not treated as high status, and therefore people will never love me. Women won't love me because I'm not high status. Ah!
Well, I mean, the most noble motive I could possibly think of is, like, concerns for social justice. That's like some kind of like platonic ideal where they're actually concerned with, the distribution of goods and opportunity, like, I guess, equally distributed throughout the structure of society. And I guess that's a noble motive.
Why don't they care about people being well off? Like, why don't they just say, I want everyone to have a good life, and who cares? Like, I will always say to people, yo, if there's a billionaire in my town, that doesn't make me worse off. But a lot of people think it does make them worse off, because on some level it makes their relative status lower. But, like, it doesn't. You will be. They will have wealth that they will then spread around. Because, like, they're not going to just hoard everything. If they're a billionaire, they're going to, like, hire you to do shit, and they'll fucking, like, it'll just be, there'll be more wealth to go around. I mean, basically. And, like,
yeah.
Why do I give a fuck if he has $1 billion? I can just have my own status hierarchy. Like, you can hang out with the cool alternative chicks that are into poetry. You don't need to, like, fucking have the wealth status hierarchy. I think that, like, one of the reasons why these people freak out about money is they think that there's only one status hierarchy, as opposed to there being, like, a bunch of different status hierarchies. Like, there's, like, one for being intelligent, there's one for being artistic, there's one for being religious, there's money's just one of them, bro. And
there's even Dungeons and Dragons chicks.
There's a cool essay by Oscar Wilde called The Soul of Man Under Socialism. Have you heard of this?
No, tell me about it.
I remember one point he made, because he was really concerned about the poor. And it's not full-blown Marxism, but I think it was just Shavian socialism or something. It's like socialism in Britain. And his thesis was he's trying to support socialism because socialism is supposed to make poverty impossible. It's supposed to like completely restructure society so that the conditions for poverty are gone. Whereas with capitalism, you always have this like bottom class, like no matter like how the capitalists are pulling everybody up. What's that metaphor about the rising tide lifting all ships or something? They still have a ship that's lower than all the other ones. But yeah, that's that concern for equality. Like they want all ships equally distributed, or else there's some kind of inherent injustice. It's weird. It's just, I see what they're doing. I see the point. I see why they're doing it. It just seemed like every time it's tried, you still have sort of a hierarchy. I don't know.
If everyone,
somebody's got to be in charge of something. You can't just have this like kumbaya like den of hippies. Like, I don't know. There's got to be some kind of structure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm skeptical.
But not only that, suppose we all have the same amount of money. We wouldn't be the same amount attractive, and we wouldn't be the same amount smart, and then we wouldn't be the same amount charismatic. So there'd still be a fucking status hierarchy, you fucking idiots. Like, you're not gonna eliminate status hierarchies. Like, unless you're all fucking clones of each other, there's gonna be a fucking status hierarchy.
That might be why they're trying to reconceptualize like beauty norms, and make them really malleable, so that you don't have like an outlier in terms of like a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, and like I don't know, an obese woman.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna work.
So if they can loosen those beauty norms, like it's an intergenerational war. Like this goal is 5 generations away, Sam.
Same thing with the classroom. I mean, intelligence of students in the classroom. They're trying to equate everybody, give everybody consolation prizes, and there's no difference in intelligence. Everybody's the same. Doesn't matter. Your grades don't matter anymore. This is why the education system is falling fucking apart. Same.
Homeschool. Yeah.
You're never gonna get away from status hierarchies because
as a lobster.
All status hierarchy is, when you think about it, it's just some people value some shit. Oh, if you value intelligence, boom, status hierarchy. Oh, you value musical ability, boom, status hierarchy. Like.
So that is what Indians get a bad rep for the caste system, but this is exactly what the caste system was about. It was about your specialization in your domain, and that defines what you really care about, what your community cares about. Like, the Brahmins never cared about money. They were beggars, but they were into philosophical and intellectual pursuits. And the artisans were into building and construction, right? They were specialized in that. That's what they care about. That's what created a status hierarchy among them. But because of the destruction of the caste system in India today, and because of the rise of freebies and socialism and, affirmative action, the country is fucking falling apart. Because everybody wants to have money. Everybody wants to be rich, but nobody wants to do the work. And nobody's specialized in doing what they do because it's all jobs are just given to people. Affirmative action. So I actually have a feeling that the caste system was actually far better, and every society had kind of a structure like this. The Brits had it, the Europeans had it, but dissolving the structure actually destroys specialization,
But Shiva, here's the question though. I can agree, or I can take some criticism of your point to say that like everybody wanting money and status with no work is kind of bad. But can you really say with a straight face that the caste system was better?
100%.
Like, okay, maybe
100% better. I'll tell you why. The most. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. The caste system, right? You're talking about like when like the Brahmins, Sudras, Kshatriyas, whatever you call them. So the point is, in that system, right? That would be akin to, it wasn't just that they controlled, who you could marry, stuff like that. They controlled literally like what you could work as, and they controlled like there were different criminal legislation for different groups. That's the famous story with like the Sudra who got caught listening to the Brahmin and they like fucking boiled him in oil or something or burnt him alive because he wasn't allowed to listen to them say the Hindu scriptures. So like, come on, you can't really say that this type of caste system in the criminal sense was better.
No, I mean, first of all, there was no such case of somebody being burned alive. But the point is, the punishment should vary based on which caste you belong to. Absolutely. There's no equality in punishment. For example, if you are the king's bodyguard and you kill the king, that punishment is far, far worse than if you are a random person who killed the king. If you're a Brahmin, right, who destroys a temple, your punishment is far worse than if you're Shudra who destroys a temple. It's very simple.
Yeah,
your role defines your punishment.
I know it's simple because it's black and white thinking, right? If you're more
it's not black and white thinking. It's actually more nuanced. So the problem with the modern world of equality is that we do not differentiate between people's desires, their motivations, right, and their abilities. But once you equate them all, then your criminal justice system is not a justice system anymore. It's an equality system.
The whole point of like a secular, hopefully humanist justice system is that we do take into account different people's backgrounds, story, life circumstances. The difference is we do it in a scientific way, not in like a black and white way where we just paint them and say, you're a Sudra, therefore X, Y.
What makes you think that the caste system was not scientific? There were thousands of years of eugenics.
Examples of it.
No, hold on. A caste system, and this existed in every society, by the way, was very, very scientific. You're married into community that you belong to. You are following the traditions of your ancestors that you specialize in from early childhood. You build magnificent temples, the ones like which we cannot build today anymore because we have no specialization whatsoever. People are confused when they're after the teens. They don't even know what they're going to work on. They're completely confused about the motivations in life. They go study one subject, they switch topics. After a couple of years, they study another subject, and by the time they're 25, 26 years old, they're still lost. Whereas with a caste system, which, like I said, I don't like to call it a caste system, it's a Varna system, it's a community system. My point is, it creates specialization, and it teaches you what your community's goals are, your objectives are. It's a far more scientific way of developing human beings.
But maybe you're misunderstanding. When I say scientific, I don't mean efficient. You seem to be describing things that are efficient. You're like, look, we'll get you when you're a tiny little child without any critical thinking skills, and we'll make you into a good robot, and you will literally do what we tell you because you won't know any better. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like deeper qualities that have to do with like humanism, freedom, autonomy, things like this.
It's just the opposite. We're creating robots today who don't know what they want because everybody else is doing something, they're following it. Everybody's chasing money, so you follow money. Yeah, we're creating a very, very money-oriented, robotic society today.
I know, but the difference is in a secular society, hopefully, people can slowly become more intelligent and maybe they can even drop out of that. They're not controlled, right? Some people are going to pursue money. Some people say, you know what, I don't want to do that. Like Sam said, right? I like poetry. I like art. You're not forced into one lifestyle. Whereas in these old caste systems and like these like extremely authoritarian
There is no real democracy, let's be honest.
No, I 100% agree with like what you said. But the thing is, like I'm saying, based on what you see. For example, like if you go to the rest of Central Asian countries, like you said, yeah, they have their own problems, but it's not like they have been getting killed left and right for the past 50 years, right? So at least they have some level of stability where they can leave their home and know that they're gonna make it home back home in one piece. But that's not the reality of Afghanistan, and that's not the reality of the people living there. So and then it's just like if you're